Anybody listen? Okay.
Yeah. Do we listen? Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people, when they stand up straight, what's the first thing that they do?
Raise their shoulders.
Raise their shoulders, absolutely. Now, of all the shoulder issues and all the musculature that you have up here, if I contract my muscles for an extended period of time, what happens to them?
They hurt.
They hurt. They get sore. And heaven forbid, the ones that are located back of the neck, ever had a headache that starts origin back of the neck, comes over the top or through the eye? Well, here's the thing. Your goal is to get that proper posture, but instead of bringing the shoulders up and back with muscular tension, you need to use the original equipment that's responsible for keeping your rib cage nice and high. So what I want to challenge you to do is, instead of thinking of bringing your shoulders back like this and getting all crunched up, I don't know if you can see that well or not.
It crunches them. You can
What I
feel it.
want you to do is I want you to focus on gently lifting your rib cage and let your shoulders fall in the exact same place without any tension. So in other words, you're using your postural muscles the way that they should be.
So a nice deep breath starting in the belly and moving up. Right?
Absolutely. So now you're positioned properly. Now, I want to take this one further step, because both of you, just in that, your rib cages have responded well. I'm going to make the fitness guy a little bit, technical term we use is fat, okay? I'm going to make the fitness guy a little fat. What I want to do is I'm going to press my belly out just like so. And I want you to do the same thing. I did it first. It's only fair. Now I want you to use the same muscles and walk them back towards the spine without using your breath.
Oh.
And you will start to feel a muscle system that cuts right through here. It's called your transverse abdominis.
Yep.
Its sole responsibility is to take all of your organs and bring them back towards the spine and keep you in a proper alignment.
Wow.
Many, many practitioners, not only do they not understand the importance of communicating that to a person or an individual for healthy bodily processes, because think about it, what happens in the core? We have breathing, and if we're like this, how do you think our lungs are going to work?
Not good.
Which then doesn't bode well for the heart.
Which then doesn't bode well for the heart. If we're like this, how well do you think our organs?
Digestive and everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have
It's like couch potato, bad.
That's a bad thing, absolutely. So what we want to do is we want to give the body what it needs to keep proper positioning and functionality. And that in and of itself is a very, very important thing. So here we go. We're going to try our stance one more time. I want you both to do it together. Nice and even. Just double check your feet. Knees are gently bent. Backside is back slightly. Arms are gently relaxed at your side. No tension, no point. Rib cage is up. Give me a couple of nice deep breaths and let me know how you're doing. I think you got taller, Robert. I'm not sure. We might have to check that out. Very nice. You shouldn't feel any type of tension or tightness. Now, if you do, if you have a little bit of light tightness and it feels deep towards the back of the spine, people always focus on the back as an issue. And Robert, this is something that we would definitely talk about at further length. But remember, it's not just about what's happening on the posterior or back side of the spine. The spinal column also has support right behind all of your organs on the front side. And that support is directly linked to your upper thigh bones. So it's extremely important that you address both areas in order to have proper spinal health, as opposed to just the one, which everybody has a tendency to go for.
The question, obviously you're out there in the public.
Yes.
Just one glance you can tell what kind of shape somebody's in,
Well,
in that sense.
that's a very, very fabulous and actually complex question. There are 5 factors of fitness which we refer to all the time, okay? And each of those 5 factors has 5 sub-factors. So you're asking a 25-answer question, okay, all bundled together. However, let me say this. There are different types of fitness. I may not be able to tell your fitness level, but your level of biomechanical health is something that I feel very comfortable assessing, okay? A little bit different because cardiorespiratory endurance, muscular strength, respiratory capability, those are all different degrees of fitness that need to be addressed, yet how you move is determined by your biomechanical control sets and your neuromuscular weaves and intricacies based on your previous exploits, whether you were a runner, as you had mentioned in talking earlier, or whether you are just used to standing at length. People forget how they start standing one way, and then next thing you know, they're leaning against something. Next thing you know, we have a lot of my gals who have the little ones have a hippie stance. They always have one hip that is always up higher than another, and that
you notice
is
the heels of your shoes, one heel will wear out quicker than the other one.
Absolutely. The shoes tell so much about your weight distribution, about the way that you interpret force through your body, and it interacts with how you move. And it is very, very important to understand that something that you may think a problem might be here, for instance in the knee or for instance in the hip, can actually be a direct and equal and opposite cause of something else completely in the body. Okay? People look locally because that's where the pain is. But there are many, many times where it's not local that's the issue. It's another area that actually changes something around.
Pain radiates. So.
Pain radiates. You've heard the terminology, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if all of your chain links are pulling really, really tight, and you do have one that doesn't have the capability of pulling just right, guess what? That's your pain center. But that might not be the issue. The issue may be answering the question of why are these pulling so tight? What is causing this to happen that I'm getting a short circuit, if you will, in that system? And that's one of the things that we are taught to look for here at Advanced Training.
Could we see some little demonstrations of how you would help people train?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we speak just a moment. Obviously, everybody who is not handy-capable is going to be upright, but let's talk a little bit about people who spend a majority of the time in a seated position.
Okay.
Now, Robert, you had mentioned, I believe the term you
chair?
used previously was that you were a little bit of a slouch.
I'm the slouch in the family.
The slouch in the family,
Yeah.
excellent. Well,
Yeah.
with our assistants, if you'd please just sit as you normally would. Just sit down and relax. You've been on your feet. Oh, feels fantastic, doesn't it?
That's great.
Absolutely. Well, I want to bring a couple of things to light. Now, first and foremost, this also speaks to people who do not practice appropriate muscle-on-muscle tension. And this is anybody who sits on a bench or uses a chair or uses some sort of supported machine mechanism to train their bodies. The reason why you feel the relief you just did is because the chair is doing the work for you. Now, if something else is doing the work for you, how good do you think that is for your body?
Not so good.
Not so good if you want to get better, correct? Now, if you want to relax, it's fabulous.
Yeah,
Don't get me
yeah,
wrong. You'll find me and a lazy boy from time to time. However, what I want to do is I want to teach you how to use the same surface and actually give your body a little bit of a workout.
Wow.
All right? So here's what I want you to do first. I would like you to take and move forward to the forward 1/3 of the chair. So move your entire body forward. Backside as well.
This side.
Everything forward. Yep, give yourself a little scooch. That's okay, Rob.
Okay.
Excellent. Now, immediately, once I forced you off the back of that chair, you felt that your muscles had to become active.
Yeah.
We don't just want to be active. Activation is important to make the muscles do what they need to do, but you have to activate them so that they will be in appropriate positions that are healthy for the body. Simply moving them doesn't get it done for you, okay? As a matter of fact, simply moving them can lead to further problems. So let's clean things up just a little bit. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to focus on 3 points, the same 3 points and positions that we did while we were standing. The first one being, I would like your knees to be directly in front of your hips. If you remember in standing, they were directly below the hips. So bring your knees in just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, not too bad. Now I'd like you to take a look down at your ankles and gently bring your ankles out a little bit and make your feet nice and square. Very nice. And now, just as you are right there, I'm going to just take a look here. Perfect. Bring the knees in just slightly. Just slightly.
This way?
Nope, just the opposite. There you go. Out and yeah, all right, excellent. And now what I'd like you to do, your hips are actually adjusting. I don't know if you can feel what's happening lower and underneath. Your certain areas of your body are starting to wake up, and we're going to wake them up a little bit more. Same thing I want you to
My
do.
head's starting to wake up.
Yep, there we go. Fantastic.
Without coffee.
Without coffee, I love it.
Yeah.
It's a byproduct of proper circulation, proper open oxygen cavity, higher oxygenation in the blood. It's quite a nice little side effect, if you will. Now I'd like you to take your rib cage, and just like we did while we were standing, gently pick it up and allow it to settle your shoulders in. Very nice. And again, walk those abs back towards the spine, and just hold that position. Make sure you can breathe.
Feels good.
Excellent. It's actually, you'll find a little challenging to hold. Does feel good, but the goal is this. If it's not feeling natural at this point, that's not what you're doing when you sit down.
That's right.
You know, the goal of the body is to perform in an efficient and natural manner. And unfortunately, the things that we do in life are neither natural or, in most cases, efficient. We do them to get them done.
Wow.
All right. Fabulous. So now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to do something for those people who always are looking for a nice little workout, you know, just something different to get the job done. I'd like you from this position, keeping in this position, I'd like you to very gently just pick your foot up 1 inch off the ground and just hold it. Feel what's happening through the upper leg, hip. What you're doing right now is you're telling your body, instead of using smaller supportive muscles, that you want to start using those main muscles again. And just to even you out, let's put that one down and bring the other one up for the same amount of time. Slow and steady, just like so. Keep your breathing. Now you notice on this side you tried to lean back a little bit to get it up. That's okay. That's okay. This is why you want somebody watching you when you do this, Robert.
Yeah.
Keep the rib cage up and the abs back nice and tight. Perfect. And bring her back on down. Now what I'd like you to do for me.
I'd say that was weaker.
Weaker?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So we've already identified an imbalance. Fantastic.
Yeah.
What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to, from here, come up to your feet. And the first neutral position that you get to, the first thing that feels comfortable, just stand as you would when you get off your feet.
Stand right up.
Just stand gently up. Yep, easy. Good. And just make yourself feel comfortable. And what you'll notice is although the right is a little bit outward, the left is almost straight,
Yeah.
which is completely different
Yeah.
from your normal standing position. And before you adjusted, your hips were back a lot more so than your now neutral posture.
Yeah.
Okay? So the goal is to progressively teach the body what neutral is so that you can be much more, shall we say, efficiently moving and much more pain-free.
Thank you. Now we've just got a little time. Maybe you can tell folks at home different services they can experience here.
Excellent.
And also, you know, where hours and all that kind of stuff, websites.
Oh, absolutely. Fantastic. Well, there are many ways to get a hold of us. We do work 7 days a week by appointment. We offer personal training in the home, workspace, etc., massage therapy services,
Oh, yeah.
all different modalities. Oh, everybody lights up when we say
you've
massage.
got the massage therapy
Yeah.
accessible from behind the building.
Absolutely.
So somebody coming in, say, quick for work, before work or whatever, can access that easily, or somebody that's handicapped
Absolutely.
could get in there. I was
Yeah.
real impressed with that. And then you have a bathroom and shower facility right there.
Absolutely.
And
So,
if
I
they
was-
want a little demo, we've met Nicole and Tara at the Caribou in the village in Grosse Pointe.
Absolutely. We're
Yeah.
there every Tuesday for our Tuesday warm-up at Caribou. It's a fantastic opportunity
Yeah.
to see
Seat
what the
massage.
hands-on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Free of charge. It's amazing.
This is a complimentary
With your latte.
service. With your latte, yes. You must purchase a latte, otherwise Caribou doesn't like that so
Or
much.
whatever, you know, yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
what people are there. We're having a latte, and
Yeah.
Absolutely.
one of the girls are there, and you just have to do it. you know.
Absolutely.
And how many do you have on staff? Very good.
We have 3 massage therapists on staff. We have 4 certified personal trainers. We have 3 students presently seeking additional personal trainer certification.
And on Harper, just south of 10 Mile.
Harbour, just south of 10 Mile. You can find us on the web at www.traininyourhome.com.
We want to thank you for having us here. It's been great. Learned a lot just doing that, so I'll try to keep it up.
Excellent. Well,
Yeah,
thank
I
you
think
so
it will.
much.
Thank you. Want
for
to
your
thank you
hospitality.
all.
Thank you so much.
At Advanced Training Techniques, right just south of 10 Mile in St. Clair Shores on Harper. And we'd like to thank all of you for joining us on Out of the Ordinary into the Extraordinary. Don't forget, God is alive, magic is afoot.